Hello and welcome to the first ever upper school at... This is going well already.
Well, guys suck.
Hello and welcome to the first ever Upper School at Midnight podcast. This is going to be a talk show where we just talk about advice, stories, or just all things Thatcher. So, to start off, we have a question here.
Oh my God!
I put a side up!
Read the sign! So, what this is going to be is we asked you guys on Wednesday to submit some podcast questions that we're going to answer. And then we're going to just answer those questions. And then we're going to also...
Oh my God!
So since this is our first episode, we thought it would be smart just to tell you guys an idea of what this podcast is going to be like. So basically, we send you guys a questionnaire on Wednesday, just basically asking you questions that we could answer on this podcast. So that's going to be coming up later in this show. We're also going to have some skits, which we hope are going to be funny. It's probably going to be a 50-50. We have interviews with faculty. I think on deck today is Dr. Boyd. We're gonna have some Thatcher news, basically like how our sports teams are doing. You know, how our sport. I don't know. Not a lot of news. So I think we should get right to it, right, guys?
Yeah.
Thank you, John.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right.
Yeah,
Alright, guys.
All right. So question
Third
one.
try.
It says, "Why the podcast? Reasons and explanation." Should we do that, or do we already answer that just now? Do you think?
You kind of just answered it.
Okay, yeah, basically, well, how it started was like a couple nights ago, we were just sitting around, well, I actually came in from studying from a bio test, that I failed, by the way.
Oh.
And
Congrats.
Because
I wonder
probably
why.
because of the podcast. Yeah, and, you guys were just in there with a microphone, and Steve had the camera set up, and then we just, that kind of just evolved from there, so that's why we're doing it.
It's come a far way from just farting into a mic.
Exactly.
Alika. What are you talking about?
You were a whale, bro.
No, it hasn't.
Dude, I had mad.
Wait, it hasn't come from farting into a mic?
It hasn't come that far from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just got started with.
Oh, and
We really didn't evolve.
Except we're not allowed to fart on the mic anymore.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's pretty expensive, mic.
Did you have some protein cookies this evening?
Anyway, speaking of Dr. Boyd, I think now would be a good time to throw to that interview, which really concerns how old he is. You know, there's been a lot of comments. He's really young, but his hair's kind of graying, but he's also has a youthful kind of air about him. But he also
has a kid.
He's a kid.
He's
and
3 years old.
He's
He's a silver fox.
His hair's like
Right.
silver,
So
not gray.
anyway, and we're not gonna spoil the whole interview, so we're gonna go to that right now, and then when we come back, we'll do some questions. All right? Okay.
That was so cringy.
And we're back. So
Alright.
Orrian.
Just
keep
that's
going.
fine. It'll be editing
You skip. Yeah, okay.
Alright guys, we're back and we're having an interview with Dr. Boyd right now. I know he's a big topic of discussion throughout the Thatcher School, so we just wanted to sit down with him, ask him a few questions, you know, just give us some insight about his life at Thatcher. So, how are you doing, Dr. Boyd?
Doing well, thank you.
You're doing well. So, we have a few questions for you, and I think John would like to start off with the first question.
Sure. Okay, so how is your first year of Thatcher going so far?
Mm-hmm.
Thatcher has been everything we thought it would be. I thought it would be. It's going very well. I love it here.
Mm-hmm. Who's your favorite student? Excluding me, of course.
Yeah,
yes,
right.
Yes.
Could I say your brother?
You know that is a
Excluding
viable
him.
answer. Yeah. Oh, okay. Fine,
No,
fine.
guy. That's hard. I know it's like the cop out to say, but I don't think I could say.
Oh.
Like not because I won't say, but I don't see students that way.
We're all too good.
You were all great together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just grateful to be able to work with all of you. That's like, I know it's a cliche, but that's totally serious too.
Thank you. All right, so
Trevor's pretty good though.
oh, that's true. That's true.
What character in Huck Finn do you feel you relate to the most? It's a hard question.
Yeah.
That's not a hard question at all. Like,
Oh.
I couldn't say like Cat Finn. But I can elaborate. I'll take the bait on that. I would say I would, like Huck Finn. Only because I think he is a character that so many people can connect with because he is someone who is growing and who is realizing the errors of his ways and consistently, I would say, becoming a better person. I know that's complicated. There's a lot of wavering there. But I think that's a path that I've taken, and I think it's a path that most of us have taken. So I relate to him in that moment of in that idea of striving.
Cool. All right. Thank you. So the people want to know: do you ever wear socks?
Yes.
On what occasion? Can we specify? Give some instances.
Yeah. I wear socks at formal dinner because that's in the handbook.
Yes.
And I have a nice collection of cycling socks. So when I ride my bike, I wear socks.
But the classes you never do.
Not too often.
Why is that?
I don't. I am more compelled to ask why there is any interest in that at all.
It's just something.
Because you're different, everyone else wears socks. So
Okay.
we're just questioning
fair enough. Yeah, I don't. There's not much. I think habit and just preference. There's not much bigger meaning behind it.
So I have a question here. How do you prevent your feet from getting all like sweaty and sticky if you don't wear socks?
Do your shoes smell?
That's the only reason why people would wear socks, to prevent your feet from getting nasty.
Yeah. I don't know. Like,
you're just sweat free, aren't you?
No. No. It just works out.
Right. On a scale of 1 to 10, how spicy was that pickle on your burger that you mentioned in your toe talk?
I think it would. It was probably a 0.
0.
It was not spicy
but
at all.
At the time, how did it scale?
It's also on 1 to 10, so you can't mention 0.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I was emphasizing how not spicy it was. No, it was not spicy.
Oh, so
it was more. Well, no, I thought it was spicy, but I think the point of that was that I was so impoverished in that culinary realm that I had no idea what spicy really was because, like, even the pickle in that instance wasn't spicy.
That's fair.
Interesting.
So it wasn't spicy at all.
So after your discovery of burritos, what other foods amazed you in your journey around the world?
Okay, I could, like similar story. I mean, I remember vividly I had an avocado in college.
Wow.
Like I didn't know what that was. So that was late. And, but I remember like that being a really cool thing. So like that, guacamole wasn't really a thing for me either. And, like falafel. I was in grad school when I ate falafel for the first time. No clue what it was.
That was your toad dinner.
It was.
I guess you really liked it.
I love falafel. And I went many, many years without it in my life. So.
Can you speak any Spanish at all?
I'm gonna say no.
It's like no vocab that you know off the top of your head. Can you like say a sentence for us? Like
Hola chicos.
I could say hola chicos. I mean, I've studied Spanish, and I was not good at it. Language acquisition, second language acquisition was a struggle for me. But is there something you want me to say?
No, we're just wondering because the burrito question.
Yeah.
Connection.
Yeah, I remember studying. I studied Spanish in New Hampshire in my middle school, and I look back on that education, and I see how deeply flawed that class was, just in terms of trying to learn those things. So, yeah, my language skills are not where I would like them to be, and I hope they improve.
So, when we say the phrase year of birth, what number pops into your head?
2014.
Oh, interesting.
Arlo
Get that down.
was born.
What is your favorite Chinese zodiac animal?
The monkey?
Monkey.
That's interesting.
Now, do you feel like a strong connection to the monkey? Is it because, that maybe this is your Chinese zodiac animal?
Yeah, I never felt anything.
Interesting. So what do you say the best average age is for someone to have a child?
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's totally dependent on that person and
but in your perspective.
I'm telling you my perspective. Yeah, like I've seen families and people be very happy in a wide range. Considerably younger than myself, considerably older than myself. So I don't think there's like I can't even begin to think of like a right or best age. I think sorry, I don't even know what the answer to that.
It's totally fine. So how old is Arlo?
Arlo is 3.
Okay, I think we have all the information we need.
Give me a second just to finish up. All right.
It's just the logistics of the show.
Don't mind me. I'm just gonna.
One eternity later.
This is what we deduced your age was by the information that we've acquired throughout this interview. Now, can you tell the listeners, were we right or were we wrong?
Yeah, you're not anywhere close.
Oh, okay.
That's unfortunate.
Would you mind telling us what
I'd be happy to tell you.
All right, so.
How old am I?
Yeah.
I'm 39.
All right, so welcome back to the interview. I hope that, answered all your questions that you definitely had about his age. Well, anyway, right into the questions. So this first one is from the sophomore Ian Zhang, and she asks, "Why are y'all so cute?" Now, this didn't specify a specific person, but I think they were definitely talking about you, John. Oh. John, that's gonna be on the internet forever.
Yeah. You gotta remember that.
Hey.
Okay, so I guess that
Does that answer the question?
I think it does. I mean, why are y'all so cute? Why do you guys think?
Because I don't know, man. I don't know.
I put your clothes on. Can we have an answer to this question that doesn't involve someone showing their chest?
It's a pretty nice chest, though.
Because
that's true. I guess
because of John.
Because of John.
John adds the sex appeal.
John is the cute appeal.
He's the only reason we have this podcast in the first place.
Refer the term quirky and relatable.
Or cute.
That's
cute. When referring to John only.
All right. Okay, so this next one is actually not a question. It's more of a story. Now, this person did not want to be named, but you might know who they are. So, it goes. One time, sophomore year, my friend told me that she really wanted a tattoo. Just a little one in between her fingers. We looked up how to do a stick and poke, and turned out we had all the materials we needed. I don't know what a stick and poke is.
It's
like your finger, or is it
no,
like
it's like stick and poke is like when you stab. Like,
why would you ever do that?
You put like ink in there, and it just stays. Yeah,
that's
So is it just little dots?
Yeah. It's pretty much like how a tattoo.
It's how they used to do. That's how they used to do.
Except it's like.
Wouldn't that?
It's like self.
They have a tattoo,
but
but
you do it
yourself.
No, you don't have a machine.
Wouldn't that cause skin cancer?
So wait, would it be
How they got skin
would the
cancer?
stick and poke be here though? Would it be like here, or would it be like
No. What they mean is
like in the web of his finger?
That sounds
that would hurt so much.
Yeah.
No, it's like
It's
like
like
the
on
really
the
like
side.
trendy.
Alright, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It's only
Alright, so she got the stick and poke. They had all the materials they needed. I told her I'd do it for her, and I picked out the design and everything. During study hall one night, I gave her the tattoo, but it hurt a lot more than she was expecting. I honestly felt super bad whenever I would poke her really hard, and it would hurt. But those pokes were the only ones that actually showed up in the long run. Parentheses. So it kind of failed, and the tattoo went away after a couple weeks. So it doesn't sound like they showed up in the long run then.
We can always try it on Orrian too.
Yo, you a bit tatted up yourself there.
Yeah. Hey.
Julian's modeling the ink.
Yeah,
Wait, was that stick
this
and
is
poke?
a stick and poke. Yeah.
Yeah, that was all.
I actually
that
did
was,
it to myself.
How many stick and pokes was that?
It was like 5.
Wow.
No, and a half.
And a half. Yeah, it was just a stick.
It was just.
They left the stick in there.
And then poke. Stick.
No, because now that would make it a full one.
I continue the story.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah, continue.
Some other friends wanted one also, so I agreed to do it eventually.
Oh my god!
Continue.
I'll wait.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Some other friends wanted one also, so I agreed to do it eventually. Our prefects found out and were not happy. That's with 3 T's. They stopped us and told us everything that could have gone wrong. Parentheses, hella infections, lots of time with SABs.
That's disgusting.
And we realized we were stupid. Excuse me?
Not Mr. McMahon. Not Mr.
McMahon. Okay.
Yo, she's watching this.
She definitely is.
Big brother.
How many people do you think actually? People do you think actually call her Sabs to her face?
None.
None.
Like none. No, it's a nickname.
All right, if you're watching this, hi Sabs.
Yeah. Nice.
Mr. McMahon.
And Luca was kicked out of school.
Yeah.
Continue.
And then they realized they were stupid. That took a long time for them to realize that.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. It's like a guy wouldn't trust a sophomore girl to give me a tattoo.
Yeah, that's kind of true.
Hey, if it's a stick and poke though.
If it's a stick and poke.
Yeah, in between your fingers.
It's like,
Poke and stick, not a good idea. Stick
why
and
not
poke's
and
okay.
poke stick?
Seriously, underclassmen, it was a bad idea, and do not do that. If you want a tattoo, just wait until you're 18 and do it professionally.
Or until senior ditch day.
And then,
Oh my. Ooh. Follow-up question for you guys.
I think I know. And then, but I just want to say that John added yee to the final question.
Okay, what's your question?
What's your question?
Are you guys gonna get tattoos? / where would you get a tattoo?
Oh, that's a good one.
Well, you
already got some. I'm already in double already.
Are we all gonna go around?
Yeah.
Just do whatever you have.
To.
It doesn't have
So,
to. It doesn't have to have.
Do you have one?
Not at the moment, no.
No, like an idea. Like,
Do you
if you were to get
do you
one,
want to get
like in the
tattoos?
future.
What would you get?
Honestly,
And
if I
where-
had
and-
to get a tattoo, I think it's a really bad idea just because it looks so bad when you're older.
It's not
But
true.
I'd get...
You get wrinkly.
That's
Yeah,
why you get them
dude.
on your face.
Wait. Yo, I get the
That already looks bad
teardrops.
enough.
I'm thinking Emmett.
Dude, I'd get 1 teardrop for every cry at Thatcher, honestly. Because
That's a lot.
Right.
Yeah,
That's a lot of
yeah.
teardrops.
It's just like
Yo, it's going down here.
Yeah, it's just like honors count.
Honors
Yeah,
Sophomore
all
year
of
was
honors
a lot.
counts.
Honors count. It's
every
going down.
3 a.m. night.
Dog.
or more.
That's gonna be this.
Test correction.
That's gonna be like every night for the past like 2 weeks.
I mean,
How much did you get last night?
0.
yeah, all night
I
boy.
Okay, John. Tattoo? Would you?
I wouldn't, but if I had to get one, I'd get it on my butt cheek.
You know,
Oh god.
I've considered the neck tattoos, the face tattoos, but it's probably gonna be a no.
Alright,
Probably
sure.
get something on my back maybe.
What would it be?
A dragon.
No, probably a wolf and a moon.
Okay.
That's something neat. I'm just trying to check it. I'd probably get like the Hawaiian Islands or something.
Yeah.
on my
All
back.
of them.
Where?
Even the
Honolulu.
Across my shoulder blades.
Would you?
If I had to get one, honestly, same thing with Omar. I wouldn't. I don't want to get one, but if I had to, probably like something written in Arabic on my like forearm. You know,
just something.
Like
just
what?
something.
It'd just be like apple,
God.
apple and Arabic on your forehead.
Courtesy.
Would it be
Horse.
something like meaningful?
No, it'd just be like a number.
Or
It'd be like
It'd
something.
be his address.
a number?
It would just be what he has to get from the store.
Just get
Yeah.
Tarek.
Grocery
on your
list.
I mean, the thing
Yeah,
is,
exactly. Yo, Target's home.
The thing is,
What about you,
Yeah.
Julian?
No, I think I actually would get one when I'm older.
What?
Because
Yeah.
I would get on my, I think on one of my shoulder blades, I'd get like a bowl. A bowl.
a bowl. What kind of bowl would you get?
A bowl with horns.
No, like
A
cereal, vase, vase.
Alright, Orrian.
Okay, on to the next one.
Well, my plan was get some sleeves. I thought that would be pretty sick. You know, get also a little bit.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, sleeves would be sick. Think about that though. You have like sleeves and all like your.
Here you go.
Yeah,
You
have,
got-
like,
you got one now.
Yeah.
Do you know what that would mean?
Okay,
Orion?
wait. Oren, would you get like design sleeves or would you get like tribal sleeves?
I'm pretty sure like that.
Like independent tattoos, like
Orion.
Stick and poke.
Maybe a
He
little.
gets stick and poke.
Stick and poke, obviously, but maybe
Belizean
a
stick and
little,
poke.
a little mix of both. You know.
you get a tribal sleeve.
The
Oren.
plan was to get big so it looks good.
So I take it that you don't want
And
to.
then-
This kind of just
So
looks like a
Orion.
sweater right now.
Yeah.
So Orion, I take it that you don't want to be.
Doesn't match his
employed.
skin tone.
Yeah, being employed is not really a problem for me. I can just live with my mom.
Guys,
Yeah,
by the way,
yeah.
Kyle's behind the camera, so if you're laughing at any point,
And
you
it sounds
know
like
Yeah.
and it sounds like
We'll
would be kind.
We won't use the audio from that one. We'll use the audio.
Oh yeah, we use all for
Yeah.
Alright, Epic. What's your tattoo?
So plastic surgery is expensive.
Yeah.
So if I just paint a new face on myself,
Whoa.
then
Like
you
same
insecure?
skin tone or
Yeah,
what?
like-
I'm not insecure, but like you can always there's always room for improvement.
I think your
Yeah.
So
improvement is
just
the hair,
basically like
though.
why have to apply like contour each? Not saying I do, but contour each day when you could just have that on your face.
I think you should
Maybe
just
some
change
days
your
you
hair
don't want
first.
Why would you get
Yeah, you
old?
need to fix your
Every
hairline.
day.
Yeah, it's your hair. Your hair
Yeah,
should
you
be
need
the
to
first
fix
step.
your hairline.
Really, I don't think tattoos do that.
Okay, well,
Gotta be
actually,
honest.
no. Have you heard about that? There's like people.
Oh yeah, who
They go bald
yeah.
and they tattoo
They
their
tattoo
head.
their
that's
head.
so
Bald head.
painful.
And it
Like,
looks
wait,
like it
wait,
looks like
like
hair.
in each like
That-
individual.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That may
crazy.
look
sounds
like
so
hair, but it
painful.
sounds like a bad idea.
It sounds kind of cool.
Well,
All right.
true.
All right.
Next question.
Oh
Yeah, let's do it.
This is
Alright. All right, so this is you're gonna have to keep this relatively,
PG.
maybe PG.
Yeah, bottom text.
But
Bottom
text.
Shut up.
But this question is, what's the craziest thing you've done this year?
We've done this.
Well, yeah, just
Like individually.
Craziest thing done this year?
individually, and keep it PG.
Well, that's not the craziest thing.
Yeah, I know. It's like.
What can you actually
Oh,
say,
I
dude?
played League of Legends for 5 hours.
I'm not
Roman.
starting off on that side first, Evan.
Oh.
I don't know.
One time, Evan didn't finish his homework.
Yeah.
One time,
Which
Evan
class?
did study for a bio quiz and then he failed it and did a
Oh.
podcast instead.
I don't know, man. Craziest thing I've done is probably all of the non-PG-13 things I've done to Griffin Samarani. So.
Name one.
Oh
my god.
Tell one story about it.
Oh, one time I was in his room under his bed, and then I got to stop there. And then there was and then there was another time I went in his room while he was on his bed, and I have to stop there. And then there was another
Was he
time.
there or was he like you were just? In the
I
room
can't.
alone?
I
You
can't.
had to
disclose
stop
that
there.
information. I had to stop there.
You made that pretty clear.
And then once there was this one time that John and I were in his room, and I got to stop there. Yeah. So.
That's great.
Yeah,
That was very insightful.
Mhm.
I learned more about you.
Yeah, I feel like I know you.
Yeah.
On a deeper level.
Yeah.
How about you, Alika?
Craziest thing I've done? Probably like stay up super late, or like
That's pretty wild.
just not do as much work as I should. But
Yeah, Thatcher's all about work.
Crazy, man.
That was all about that grind.
Mhm.
It is
I
in
wouldn't-
school.
Actually, I wouldn't say like, especially since we're in the same hallway. I wouldn't say that there's ever like been like one moment where it's like this is the most insane thing we've ever done. I think it's just like a collection of like.
Yeah.
Like it would be like 5 nights in a row where like we're up at past like 3 a.m. every single night.
Oh, well, I got one. The decision maker.
You're there too.
I just thought of it. Like,
the decision maker was so
Oh
good.
yeah,
that was
the
good.
decision maker.
That was so much fun.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you tell about that one?
Yeah.
Alright, so basically it's this like wooden thing and it has a magnet hanging down from a pole and you like flip it around and there's different magnets in the base part and it'll stick over one of them and it has like yes, no, maybe, and always and never or something.
Yeah.
Basically just asked it like dumb questions
like crazy questions.
Yeah.
It was essentially just like truth or dare, but only the dare part.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I was just thinking about
This
it.
is a
and,
killer,
like,
bro.
the craziest thing that happened to us was obviously like the fire, right?
Oh,
Like that was insane.
Also, this.
I thought the question was like addressing us as individuals. Though.
Yeah. What did you guys do during the fire?
Left.
Yeah.
I kind of.
I forgot my
No,
passport
like
and my wallet.
the night of the
so,
fire
like-
before we evacuated. We were just
Oh,
They came back.
Oh yeah.
They
Oh
came
yeah.
back.
So Omar and I were in Santa Barbara, and a bunch of people had forgot their passports and wallets, including me. So we drove back.
How much is a bunch?
I don't know. I got like Jason's wallet. I got John's passport because he couldn't like leave the country without it. Yeah, no, he had like nowhere else to stay. No one really likes John too much, but
He's cute though.
Yeah. Sex appeal and all that. But we went back and we got a lot of people's things that they needed, and I think that was pretty cool. Yeah, pretty
So are you talking about like the actual
Thank
night
you for your
out?
service. Yeah, like when we were still there and like
Before
we
yeah.
evacuated.
No, who was at Arceo's house that night?
Oh
I was
we were all.
So no, because literally, I think you were with me for most of it, and what we did is like our whole hallway just kind of like, because all the lights were going out and stuff, it was kind of weird. We just started putting on like random like ski masks.
You
and,
did that.
Okay.
You-
And you.
No,
Put on the glasses.
Yo, you
too.
pretended to be John Wick.
I'm
You
good.
went around with an axe.
I don't have an
Oh
axe.
shit.
Also, Miss
Wait,
Blue
Evan,
was
weren't you
there.
like a cop or a firefighter?
I was the fire police. Yes.
Yeah, he was a fire police.
He was a
I
fire
was the
police.
SWAT,
This is
though.
what happened. So we were told to stay in our doors, like in our rooms, but that just meant like we're hanging out in our doorways. So it was like Julian's right across from me, and JJ is right like next door to me. So I like turn around and I see them just like putting on like white ski masks.
Oh.
And I'm like, well, I'm gonna get on this too. So I put on my bomber jacket. I put on my aviator sunglasses, and I popped a stick of gum in my mouth.
Oh.
And then we.
I was like, where's he going with this?
Yeah, I was like, wait.
I was like, wait a second.
Popped
And I became Ojai's #1 fire investigator.
Your superhero name, Fireman.
Fire guy.
It was
Yeah, I remember third floor. We ate all of our food. Like we just brought it all.
Stress 8.
Yeah, we stress ate. Had a little munch out. Then we went to our sales house.
Then
Oh
what
yeah,
did you
no.
do?
No, we also did that. No, but we also found Griffin. We found one of our prefects, and we basically just went around and fire policed him.
Fire police.
all over. We just fire policed
So
him.
oh yeah, I have to mention. I also had like a pretty bright flashlight.
Oh,
So what
yeah.
that entails is that I would go out to people and just like try to I would just interrogate them pretty like intensely. I mean, they didn't know what was going on. They weren't in our like by that time we'd like not listened to the keeping your rules.
No,
So
it
we were
literally
just going
became a
all
game.
around.
It was like like how much noise and like rowdiness can you make before like Mr. Sullivan or like Miss Hooper like comes out of nowhere and like comes after you. She like swings around the corner. She's like, "Hey, give me the ski mask."
Do you remember
It's a no can do.
Remember when like Finn just like told us like he just got a pillow out of his room and he was like, let's just start a pillow fight. And then we just all got our pillows, and then C-Rob came up the stairs, and it started beating him. And then Mr. Sullivan came, and then he got mad.
And then we went.
That was okay. That was fair.
And then we went to Kate's gym, and then someone was playing Fireflies.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Alexander Hamilton all night.
I don't know who that was, man. That person had really sick.
Undisclosed.
They had a really sick speaker, though. I
Sounds
gotta
like
say
I missed
that.
out on a party, honestly.
Oh yeah, you were gone.
Oh yeah, would you like to tell us your story, Alika?
Yeah. Your fire story.
It kind of sucked, honestly.
What's that?
Literally, I like left with my family. We went to Carpinteria, and we were staying at Airbnb for the week because I was supposed to have my surgery. Then we got there like 5:45 in the morning at the surgery center, and we get there like right as we're pulling into the parking lot, all the power and the whole area shuts down, and we were just kind of like, Probably no. That was a good explanation. Thanks. Yeah, that was my fun experience with the fire.
I think one thing that really stuck with me was I remember Tarek had forgot his passport. But he didn't forget his Yeezys though.
Yeah,
you know he had to bring Yeezys. He also didn't forget Conti's Yeezys.
That was me,
bro.
Dude, I was looking out for the boys. Yeah, I was repping, my boys back,
back in the hallway. The hallway. Oh my god. Okay, if there's one thing that you would want your freshman self to know, what would it be?
That's a good question.
Ooh.
One thing you could tell him even.
I was
anything.
Go for it, Alika.
Just appreciate every moment of freshman year so much more, because everything's still so new and there's so much yet to be experienced. Don't take a single moment for granted of your freshman year just because you never get that back again.
I was talking with Skylar tonight, and I just was going over how my freshman year was, and I took it for granted, and and I just think I think that I made the horse program my enemy, and when really it was an actual good experience that so few people get to have.
Yeah, honestly, you guys are gonna be like, oh, I'm never riding again. But, I mean, so, as you get older, you're gonna look back and be like, oh, that was really sick. This was an experience that I had my entire class, and we were just all together, struggling together. Even if it was a group struggle, it was still really cool to be close to my classmates.
I think, to Alika's point, too, it's, one thing that I would definitely want him to know is, be, really engaged with your classmates. Because a lot of times, people hear about Thatcher, and, when you talk about Thatcher with people, you say, oh, yeah, you know everyone here, but, the truth of it is, you don't want everyone to be just a passing face in the hallway. So try and really interact with everyone, get to know people. Because everyone who comes to Thatcher really does have, a special story that they get to tell, to you, and you're in such a unique place to be there.
Yeah, I relate to that. I was a pretty big goober in freshman year, so I didn't really talk to people, outside the first couple doors to my left and right, much less people in other grades. So, and I think that actually really hindered me in the long run. I can only name so many people in upper classes, and so I think now I've seen that. So just basically just freshman year, it's a time it's a whole new thing, and it's gonna seem like a lot, but when you look back on it now, you're gonna see how much free time you had, and you just want to look back on it and say yeah, I made the most of this. I was in a lot of things when I could be. This is the time I really recommend doing sports in addition to riding.
Yeah.
Because riding is gonna feel like a lot of work, but if you can get that into those communities, it's gonna let your coaches know you, and it's gonna be a good bonding experience with the rest of the school.
Something kind of to Evan's point earlier on, I think with many high schools, it becomes a big thing where the freshmen don't talk to the seniors, or the senior the upperclassmen, they don't associate with the underclassmen. That's very different at Thatcher. I feel there's pretty good bonds and friendships and relationships in between classes, and seniors aren't gonna hate on you just because you're a freshman,
unless you're in the library.
Yeah.
But even then, I feel I kind of felt that a little bit our freshman year.
Yeah.
But now
it's
I
a
feel
lot less now.
It's kind of died down a bit. So.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
the dining hall.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But we don't need to get into that.
Yeah, we'll get
into that later.
But okay, so let's just talk right now. How about we just talk advice in terms of advice for underclassmen, because we've been through the whole freshman year, sophomore year, and it's not and this isn't advice we aced our freshman year, we aced our sophomore year. It's advice wow, our sophomore year was terrible for certain parts of it.
Yeah.
For certain reasons.
All parts of it.
Yeah.
Like, what advice would you give to these freshmen and sophomores? Like, I mean, I guess...
Don't take honors chem.
Okay, this is the thing. You might be good at physics, and you might do well in your physics class with Harris or whoever your teacher is. The difference is, you go into chem, and it's like a whole nother story. And, like, honestly, I know at least for like, you, me, and Orrian, like, we really ended up bonding because we struggled so hard in that class. Like, so many late nights.
We were so bad.
I'll say this. I took honors chem, and I thought it was bearable. Like, I thought it was good. Yeah. And honestly, if I had to do it again, I would take it again. But
I would not.
I would recommend that you take it if you are good at memorizing things, and you not only like...
And you study? If you
not only are like...
Yeah.
You not only are like...
If you do your work during study hall.
And you not only are pretty good at math and science, but you also are into those kinds of things. Like, also, you're not going to be able to make your way through the course if you don't have an interest.
To Tarek's point, like, about doing work, I think a huge thing for me was, like, I didn't realize freshman and sophomore year that, like, really getting a schedule set, like, knowing that you should be doing your work when you do it. And this doesn't apply to everyone. Like, some people, it just, like, comes naturally. It's easy for them. They get their work done. But, like, I think a big thing of it is, like, getting your work done as soon as you can. And, like, your freshman and sophomore grades do matter. Like, no matter what someone says, like, it's not like you, like, of course you want to have
We're feeling that now. We just
exactly.
We're looking at your GPA.
When you're a junior and you put your stuff into college Kickstart, you want to be happy about that. Let's just put it that way.
And it's not like you should. I think a huge part of it is like balance. Like, a lot of people who I've talked to about their freshman year, they say like, oh, I wasn't outgoing at all, and that made my freshman year like pretty bad. And some people are like, oh, I goofed off too much and I didn't get any work done, and now it's ruining my GPA.
Was that you?
No, it was my sophomore year. But like, I don't know. It's all about balance between the two, like having fun, but at the same time like making sure you're on top of your work.
One more.
No, go ahead.
One more like quick piece of advice. I kind of learned this like towards sophomore year. Like, I didn't do it too much freshman year, but like, don't be afraid to talk to your teachers.
Yeah.
You know, like they're like, it's gonna sound corny as hell, but they're actually like really here to help you whenever you need it.
And they're mostly cool people.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, all of them are so cool.
Yeah, it's like nowhere else you get.
Okay, so you may have some that you don't
like a personal vendetta.
Your personalities don't sync up, but
or they like.
That's in a small minority.
You got a bad grade in their class, and you know.
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, actually, at the end of the game, like.
No. They're all really good people.
Yeah. Hey, at the end of the game, like, if you're better friends with a teacher, they're gonna look upon your ending grade more favorably. So if you can build those connections here, GPA might.
It's not just building connections. I think about it. I know. They're cool people.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, with Doc V, like, he only wasn't my favorite teacher because I didn't like the class at all. But I remember specifically, like, I was, like, not doing so hot in, like, the second trimester because there's sports going on, and I don't know, there's a lot going on. And a huge part of what helped me is, like, I'd go to him and I'd go get extra help with him. And then when I realized that he was, like, really down to earth and chill, it was, like, I went over, it was, like, before finals at some point, and he was just, like, watching hockey. And I kind of felt like I wasted a little bit of my time, but, like, he was like, yeah, just sit down. Like, we're just going to watch hockey for, like, 15, 20 minutes and then do some work. And I was like, all right, like, that's cool. And it was, like, I don't know, it's things like that where you, like your teachers.
They're just also so interesting. I remember Alika and I were in the same writing group, and Mr. Ducarts took us out for
so cool.
a writing group dinner, and he was just explaining all the experiences he's had, and, like, just comparing it to us, like, you know, it's crazy.
Well, the horse department in general is like, there's some like really, really cool people there.
There's a lot of cool stories in the horse department.
Yeah.
Like if
just
you have
ask
time,
around.
just ask.
And
or don't, and you'll just find out. It'll just happen like, randomly.
Yeah, and then there's really no other place other than boarding schools where you could just walk to a teacher's house and just ask them for help. So I just say take advantage of that. Get to know your teachers. They're really cool people.
Yeah. I think I like that. All right. So now we hope that like helped anyone. I feel like that applies like to like people going into their sophomore year, but also like sophomore that are still in this.
And
even like
hopefully,
and even like all that same advice, it still applies to juniors and seniors. Like,
of course,
you may have 2 years here, but that doesn't mean you could start, changing people's impressions of you now. If that is something that you want to change. But anyway, we have a second little break from this.
Yeah.
Let's take it away. I mean, I don't know. We'll find out. Cut.
And cut.
Hello, and this is me with No Hands Cooking with Orrian on Upper School at Midnight. Let's begin. So we're gonna start with the sauce, I believe. Yeah. Oh. Alright, it took me a really long time to smash my face in there and squeeze all that out, so let's just get to the next part, the mix. Okay, so Go so far. And finally, the moment we've all been waiting for, the eggs. Oh my god, okay. It didn't work. Okay. It's really hard. Okay. Time to go full send. Just one egg. We need two.
Here, Orrian, try to crack it. Hold it in your mouth and crack it on the edge. Crack it on the edge. Just slam it down. Oh no, you no, stop.
Bite the egg.
Just bite it.
Come on.
Okay. Okay, thank you for watching, and we'll cut back after these are done. Alright, yum. Here we are. Isn't that beautiful? Oh god, I'm gonna have to eat that. See that jiggle? That means it's done. Right there. Alright, here we go. Okay, that just means it's medium rare. Is what we'll call that. All right. So let's get that. Just like, yeah, get that out there. Yeah. All right, let's give that a taste. Get some egg in there. Add your protein for the day. Okay. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, we get some more. Got some raw egg. And that was No Hands Cooking with Orrian. Next week we'll be doing quesadillas.
Thanks, Evan.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, all right, so
Thanks,
now
you figured it out.
I think this is probably one of the more important questions that's on our docket for today.
Drum roll.
Can we please not make that a thing? All right, so anyway.
Drum roll.
We had the camera.
Okay, so what is the true meme account of Thatcher? Is it Brick Chicken or Thatcher Problem? All right, so no, how I want this to work is I want everyone to just say what they think.
Yeah. No, why don't we all close our eyes and vote?
I like Evan's idea because there might be like a third choice.
What's the third choice?
Exactly.
You want to have a creative answer? Okay, you can have a creative answer. All right, start with Orrian.
I gotta go with Thatcher Problems. I'm sorry, Brick Chicken. I know who you are though.
Why is that so
threatening? Yeah, everyone knows.
Wait, who's Thatcher?
I'm gonna go with neither. I think that there are better Thatcher accounts out there.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. They're
okay. Slap my own half.
They are weak in comparison.
Are those accounts that you can actually name, or ones that will be kept silent?
Ooh, I say we keep them silent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Find them. The actual question is Brick Chicken or Thatcher Problem.
All right, go.
Brick
Chicken.
for life.
Wait, for now, like you just have to choose one.
Just choose one.
Oh, if I had to choose one?
Just choose one.
Yeah.
Well, let me just compare it in my head.
It's basically like...
No,
do you like Instagram or Tumblr more?
Tumblr.
Wait, what? No.
Wait, isn't Thatcher
Because
Problems
no, Thatcher Problems is also on Instagram.
also on Instagram.
What?
Wait, really?
No, Thatcher
No, it's on Tumblr.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
you're
you're
right.
right.
You're right. Honestly, because I go on Brick Chicken, or I go on Instagram more, like, Brick Chicken just makes sense. Like, I'm not gonna go to a completely different web page.
That's too much work.
You
You're
know?
a busy man. You're a busy man.
I got stuff to do. People to see. It's like, forget about it.
Hey, don't.
Tarek.
Yeah, no, it's gotta be Brick Chicken.
Brick Chicken.
Yeah.
It's gonna be unanimous.
Also, Thatcher Problems doesn't post it now.
That's true.
I said Thatcher Problems.
Thatcher Problems.
And it's so
inconvenient. Right now, it got renewed because what happened to the old site?
It like broke.
It was
too
Tumblr.
spicy.
And it was not that good.
Yeah, well, Tumblr's a broken website. It's not.
Tumblr is. They have like all this weird content on it now.
I mean, I personally like Tumblr.
How do you know about that?
Yeah, how do you know about Tumblr?
How do you know about Tumblr?
Tumblr is actually, the way Tumblr is coded is just very poor.
Yeah, it's super awesome.
Shut
I have no idea.
Alright, what do you think, Alika?
Well, the first one that I found was Thatcher Problems. So I remember my second visit showing it to me, I think.
Who's your second visit? Just first name.
Ronald.
Yo.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Bless up.
They're up there.
He's up. He there?
Where is it?
But if I had to choose one, it'd probably be Brick Chicken. Yeah. Just because they post a lot more, so there's a lot more content.
And it's still relatable too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
To an extent.
Alright, it's my turn. I'm up to with Julian's opinion. I just see it a lot more. Also, I enjoy their posts about Griffin Salmarani. It was good to see him.
Another Brick Chicken?
Yes.
And finally, well, actually,
I've actually been a fan of Brick Chicken for quite a while, and I really actually enjoy their memes and their relatability on their page. Yeah. And I think a lot of the time that really gets me, and why Brick Chicken actually like stands out to me so much, is that they keep the memes fresh. You know.
Yeah.
So is everyone on for Brick Chicken?
Wait, no, he's not.
You?
You go and then
irrelevant.
So I gotta say, honestly, like. Brick Chicken and Thatcher Problems are both nice, but I prefer the My Thatcher faculty page.
Yeah!
That was Magnus student Magnus.
Exactly, where it gives like...
Sally student
Magnus student delete. Those are some of the spiciest memes I've ever seen in my entire life. I gotta wash my hands and make sure not to touch my eyes.
But you know what's above
after seeing
all
Stephanie
them?
do not delete and Magnus.
You know what's above all of them though? You know what's above all of them?
I'm so sorry. Yeah, what's up?
Upper school at midnight.
Oh! So you watch it right now. Watch out, Brick Chicken.
Wait, who's Brick and who's Chicken?
It doesn't matter.
No, we ain't naming names.
Hey,
we ain't trying to give that exposure.
We will give them the respect.
Yeah, snitches get snitches.
Shut up.
Snitches. What? Snitches get snitches?
Okay, so I feel like... Oh, yeah, okay, so our answer is neither it's upper school at midnight.
Yeah. General consensus.
You guys are just, I see. When you answered that question before, is just a little bait and switch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'll see. Yeah, those people at Brick Chicken were so excited.
We completely.
That was definitely asked by someone and then
we done
did
it. This was planned all along.
Not saying I was bribed or anything.
I gotta say, guys, I actually asked that question.
What, bribery?
No,
Whoa.
Wait a minute now.
Is this a planned conversation, Evan?
Is this not? No, I'm just kidding.
Are we sponsored?
Not my host.
Are we sponsored?
This actually.
All right, everybody.
Yo, Mio Energies.
Everybody, look at the camera. Say Frosted Flakes.
Doritos.
Frosted Flakes. They're great.
I love the dogs.
I met Bear Grylls one time.
Bear Grylls fruit juice.
No.
All right,
we're keeping this.
All right, next one, guys. This one's actually kind of. This one's actually. So as you all know, the Mulligans are sadly leaving this year. This is their last year.
With the king.
Like
it's a terrible last year.
And like, I find it so hard to believe.
Joking, he's just being real. He's just being real.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
It wasn't.
Think about it. Fire.
I find it hard to believe that anyone will ever match Mr. Mulligan in terms of his public speaking ability.
And
he is so good.
And shoulder rubbing. Yeah, his back rubs. Those are key.
Are they good?
Yeah, they're pretty good.
I've never
Especially
received
when
one.
you really don't want one, but you just pops up behind you.
Oh,
Also during
my
home
God.
Hey, guys, but that's on the point of this question.
Yeah.
Wait.
This question is
Okay,
that
that's all getting good.
Nah, we keeping it in, boys.
Let's just say he was a really good third.
So anyway, guys.
Yeah.
So as you know, the Mulligans are leaving this year.
Wait, they're leaving?
Oh my God! Can I just say the question? Can I say the question?
Okay, let's do this.
All right, so they're leaving. So it's sad. It's a bummer, but we have some new head faculty that are coming in. Namely, well, just one.
Okay. Well,
but her husband is also coming in. Coming back. They're on SPAT. They're on. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's bad.
All right.
It's the Pittix.
It's the Pittix. It's Blossom Piddick. It's going to be out the next episode.
Oh no! The cart
Really
spoiler alert.
And Mr. Piddick is
Oh yeah, we need a spoiler.
Yeah.
Wait. Well,
Yeah,
Mr.
spoiler. If you
Spoiler,
haven't
it's
gone,
the Pittix, guys.
Yeah,
It
that's
was not
the Pittix.
John
Taylor.
John
John
Taylor.
Geyer.
It was not John
John
Geyer.
Geyer.
It was not John Taylor, and it was not
The
it was
Yeah.
not the third character.
Miss Ramirez, right? That's her name.
Yeah.
That's her
lady.
name.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna
Ramirez,
edit
Anna
that.
Ramirez.
Anna
Okay.
Ramirez.
Yeah, she broke her leg.
So
Yeah.
as you know, immediately after that announcement, there were some opinions on either side of the argument.
There was also an outlet.
Just basically like talking about what students felt about the new candidates that were or the candidate that was chosen, namely Mrs. Piddick. So I don't know. I want to turn that to you. What do you guys feel about it?
I'll start. As most of you probably already know, almost immediately after it was announced, I sent out a survey just kind of gauging interest, and looking back on it now, I don't think that was very fair to Miss Piddick, kind of creating the environment where
But
people
what were the results?
Irrelevant.
Just kind of like it just already created the environment where it was in question, like whether or not people wanted her there. But you know, like the selection committee, they're all like really qualified people, and they chose her for a reason. So
Okay. Does anyone else? I'll take. We don't have a lot of time left in the show, so I'll take anyone with like kind of a strong opinion or like a formulated thoughts in their head.
Sure. I think Miss Piddick will do a great job. I mean, not only has she been here for quite a while as a faculty, she's served as assistant head of school, and she's also an alum who really knows about the Thatcher experience, her and her husband. So I just feel like no matter your opinion, you can't deny that Miss Piddick is a good choice for this job.
I'll take one more. John, you've heard.
Alright, so what I think is, even if we chose John Taylor, or even if the head committee chose John Taylor, we would still have Miss Piddick, right? So it's just adding like a new perspective into our school. So that's what a lot of people talked about, and I think it's really interesting because.
But Miss Piddick, like, something that I think is interesting is like she came up the same way, like through the ranks the same way that Mully did.
okay,
And like the fact that it's like Thatcher bred and she went to Thatcher, it's like she knows the school pretty in and out. Yeah.
actually.
Like it would make sense.
It makes sense.
She's molded to it.
But no, I understand what you're
It'd
saying.
be so hard for someone like John Taylor to come from like
Dear
I'd
Lord.
say probably a very, very different school.
Yeah.
Just going off of
Absolutely.
like surface value and like trying to go into a position where you're like the head of school at Thatcher, which I think is a very like specific kind of environment. And that'd be tough to just like get thrown in and adapt to right away.
Exactly. But overall, I mean, I feel like it's fair to say that we're all excited to see her as the head of school, and I guess
She's gonna do great.
yeah, she's got to do a great job.
Big
So
moves for Piddick.
anyway, that ends the question section of our show, and so now as a final skit, have you guys heard? So like, JC has been pretty relevant, I'd say, in the past year.
Yeah.
Or like 2 months.
Yeah, well, and everyone, obviously, everyone knows about it. They're very public. But maybe a group that isn't so public is, well, I've only heard whispers.
Like
So
rumors.
Yeah.
rumors.
Through the
but-
grapevine.
Wait.
I've
So you
myself
heard
that-
of the Shadow JC?
What?
Shadow JC.
Wait, I thought those were just rumors.
Oh, just
And
legend.
then it cuts.
Oh, good job!
Outro.
I wasn't recording.
Fuck
Good one, Kyle.
Hey guys, thank
Quick
you.
outro, quick outro, quick outro.
Outro.
All right, so just going.
Yeah,
Do you want me to
keep
clap?
going,
Do you want to clap?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. No. Like,
Alright, that doesn't work.
Would you like me to clap?
yes, clap, please.
Nice joke.
So that does it.
Oh,
You guys are so funny.
guys, can we finish these last 3 minutes?
Okay.
All right, guys. That does us for this podcast tonight. Catch us next week, same time, same place, on YouTube to see more of this.
If you haven't
Alright.
figured it out yet, you can find out when our videos come out based on the title of our podcast.
It's exactly. Oh well, it would upper school at midnight on Saturday, but you know, since it's YouTube,
It's actually
you
11.
can actually
It's
Technically
Technically
yeah.
Sunday.
11:59.
you can actually, and technically it's like 2 o'clock, but since it's on YouTube, it's also forever, so you can actually just catch it anytime you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of our sadness
like-
and mistakes.
So
Wait,
anyway,
so-
honestly, you might see some faces that weren't actually in the podcast. This is Steven. What do you do here, Steven?
Alright.
Steven did all the camera work, so.
Whoa.
I'm sorry. Steven did this camera that
The
we're
main
looking at right now,
camera.
and also he is kind of the guy that made all of this happen.
He's a PD.
Pretty much. He edited this
Yeah.
video.
Yeah.
He's gonna produce it. So mad props to him. It's probably gonna take him 4 hours. So
Good luck, Steven.
thank you, Steven. And also Kyle, he operated the face cam.
Kyle's a camera.
Kyle's
camera.
did great work. He just sat and I had to try not to laugh at all of our hilarious jokes that we made during the program.
Real nice.
And finally, and certainly not leastily, we have James Costigan, who did
Some
the
stuff.
lights.
As you watch, here's our only audience.
Oh,
He's our first
He's
audience.
the first audience. He's our biggest fan.
He's our live studio audience. You
See,
guys.
yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, what do you like more, brick chicken or Thatcher Problems?
I'm gonna go brick chicken. I'm
No,
sorry.
You're supposed to say,
You're
can we
supposed-
cut?
Yeah.
You're supposed to say, I'm just going midnight.
I'm just going midnight.
Okay, I'm just going midnight.
All right, and now I think we'll be
I definitely
fine.
wasn't on my phone the whole time.
That's it.
Eat.